Hello there and welcome back to Build with the Boys. It's new model day. Now, we don't get many new model days, but when we do get one, it's always an exciting day. So we have got issue 1 of Hachette's Lancaster bomber. I've been waiting for this one for so long. It is a beautiful model. It's absolutely stunning. And it's big as well. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to go through what you get with issue 1. And we'll go into detail about what your options are. Should you want to subscribe to this? Should you want to buy some news agents? The overall cost of what this can be, how long it's going to take to build, what you'll need, what you won't need. We'll go through everything. Then we're going to look at the parts that come with issue 1. We're going to put this together and we're going to have a look at the finished thing. And then at the end, we'll have another bit of a chat. So let's have a look at what we're actually building here. So this is the B3, the Lancaster bomber. And this is based on the one used in the Dam Busters raid. It is a beautiful model. The one thing you do need to know about this one going in, it's huge, absolutely humongous. So this is not just the plane that you're building. You're also building the base that comes with it. So the base comes with it as standard. That's not part of the premium subscription. You get the base as standard because a lot of the motors that operate the functions on the plane are inside the base, as are the speakers for the sound system. Now, what you do need to know is that the wingspan of this is about 1 meter. It's just shy of 1 meter, meaning that your actual stand is going to be, you're going to be looking at practically a square meter, nearly a square meter. So this is how big this thing is going to be. So you need to make sure you've got somewhere to display it. There are 130 issues in this one. So the first one's $1.99, the second one is $6.99, and every subsequent issue is $10.99. So you can do the mathematics and work out what that's going to cost you. It's that times 130 basically. So this is not a cheap model, this is an expensive model. Now, when you look online at this on certain social media posts, you will see the majority of comments are people saying, do you realize how much this is? Yeah, it is expensive, but the reality of it is, when you will have a lot of people say, you could go get one for 40 quid. No, you couldn't, right? This is a metal model. This is fully working. You've got all the motors, the propellers. Propellers start in a beautiful startup sequence. You have the LEDs for the machine guns. You have the landing lights. You have the landing gear. You have all the sound effects. No, you couldn't get this for 40 quid, right? Forget it, you couldn't. This is big scale modeling. This is not like your Airfix or your Revel kits. This is large scale modeling. And also, nobody's asking you to write a check for that much money today. No one's saying, okay, this is how much this costs. You got to pay it today. That's not how this works. This is going to cost you $10 a week. That's what, $10.99 a week, which is reasonable. I mean, seriously, what can you get for $10.99 a week at the moment? Honestly, get a Starbucks and a magazine, that's your $10.99 gone, right? That's it. So $10.99 a week, it's affordable to do it this way. It really is. The naysayers don't get it, they're never going to get it, okay? Because ultimately, what I pay for when I do one of these models is not, it's not just the model. I want to build it. I want the hobby. So you're investing in a hobby for the next, it's going to take over 2 years to build this one. This is the reality. So you're looking at 130 weeks. So you're looking at, we'll be done midway through 2026. So about halfway through 2026, this model will be complete. About May, June 2026, we should be finishing. This is a long time, so we're in for the long haul, and I'll be there right to the end. I've been looking forward to this one so much. There is something majestic about the Lancaster bomber. So to be able to build this large scale model and have that beautiful diorama of the dam, oh, come on, it's gonna be good. So there are options if you want to buy this. You can get this in the shops at the moment, and typically the way this works is most stores, most large stores, your WH Smiths, Asda, Tesco, places like that, will have these to purchase on the shelf. But that will stop. They tend to only do that up to about issue 8, maybe up to issue 10, and then all of a sudden it won't be there anymore. That's just the way it works. That's how they do this. So you need to put in a kind of a request. So if you've got a news agent that can get this for you, you can do it that way, where you can ask the news agent, can you get me this? And they'll get you one every week. The easiest way to purchase one of these models is to subscribe. So if you go to Hachette's website, you can subscribe. And if you do subscribe, you will be eligible for some free gifts. So with their subscription, we do get gifts. And I can tell you, so the first free gift is a free issue. So if you subscribe from issue 2, you'll get issue 3 for free. You also can get a tin poster. So you get this tin poster here with After the Flood. It's very nice. You also get a wooden pen. You get a binder, so there will be binders to hold all these magazines. You can see these very strange staples here. It's so they can sit inside a binder. And you can also get a 1/144th scale Hachette Lancaster model for your desk, so a little one for that. But the best thing about subscribing is it just turns up. It just turns up at your doorstep every month. So you're never going to miss an issue, no messing around, and this is how it works. So if you subscribe from issue 1, you will get issue 1 and 2. That's what you'll get. So the first delivery, you'll get 2 issues. Every delivery after that, you'll get 4 issues. So every month you'll get 4 issues turn up. That's how this works. $10.99 an issue. You'll sporadically get folders. If you don't want the folders, the binders, you can just say I don't want them, and they won't send them anymore. There is a premium option. So if you want to go for a premium collection option, you can. Now, typically with partwork models, that means something like a case or a stand, but because this comes with a stand, that's not an option. So the premium option on this one is collectible coins. There are a set of, I believe it's 6 collectible coins. So you get 5 silver coins, all depicting the Lancaster bomber in different states, and then you get a gold coin to finish it off. That's an extra £1 an issue. So if you want those coins, it's an extra £1 an issue. So it'll cost you $11.99 for a premium sub. I'm not doing that. I'm not bothered about the coins. I just want the model, but it is an option. So if you are a completist and you would like those parts, you can get them. The way we present builds on the channel is slightly different to how other channels do it. We typically have a chat at the end of each video about what we're doing. Now, because there's a lot of history surrounding the Lancaster, we will be having chats at the end of this one about certain weapons and battles and conflicts that happened during World War II, including, naturally, the Dam Busters. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. So without further ado, why don't we take a look at the parts that we've got, and let's put this thing together. Can't wait, man. Okay, so here are the parts we get with part 1. Now, we're going to be using this one here to begin with. And this is the port nose internal frame. So this is the part we're going to be working on first. And we have some elements to add to this one. So these will be these parts over here. So we've got these here. Very nice, very detailed. See some lovely detail on these. See those there? Gorgeous. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to use the upper switch box. So let's find that. So that will be this part here. That's the upper switch box. Now we are going to glue this in, so you're going to need to use some glue. Now, the glue I favour, you don't have to follow me, but this is what I like: super glue, power gel, Loctite power gel. The reason why this is not like a liquid gel that runs everywhere, this goes exactly where you want it to go and stays where you want it to go. It gives you enough time to kind of move around. So what we're doing with this one is we have this small slot just here, and this is going to be installed in there. So there is a tab on the back of this one, as you can see. So this will, I'm not going to glue it yet, I'm just going to loosely fit it so you can see exactly what I'm saying. This is going to fit into that slot there, like so. That's where that one's going to go. So we're going to fit that one in there. So we're going to take some glue, I'm going to glue the back, and we're going to glue this into place. Okay, so we glued that one into place. So that's how you should be looking at this stage. Now we have 2 more instruments to apply to this. We have the electrical distribution box, and we have the upper switch box. So let's get those ready. So that will be, let's have a look. It's this one here. Put that out of the way. It's this one here. It's just the one with the silver box on it. And that will also be this piece here. This is the one that's got the lug coming off the side there. Okay. So again, these are glued to fit, so we can see where these are going to go. Again, I will loosely fit them. So this one is going to go onto here like so. Just in there. So that's where that one's going to go. And then this one here is going to slot into there. So I'm going to get these glued up and get these installed. Okay, so those are our pieces installed. Simple enough, you don't need loads of glue, you really don't, just enough to hold the tabs in place. And flip that over, see how we're looking, so that's how our tabs are looking on the back there. And that's all the work we're doing with this piece for now, so that's going to go to the side there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring up our port nose fuselage, and that's this piece here. Now this is metal, and we are going to be installed. Look at that, isn't that lovely? You see the rivets on there. Isn't that gorgeous? That's lovely. We are going to be installing a small window into here, and our window is going to go in there. Now, it's very important you don't get any glue on the actual window itself. Super glue's got a nasty habit of misting, and you get kind of like gas leak from it, and you don't want that all over your window. But this is where our window is going to go, so let's find how, there you go. So that's how that one's going to pop in. But what we don't want to do is get any glue onto this actual window here, so we only want it on the very edges of where this is going to attach and stay in. So you can get that glued. I'll show you exactly how I do mine, and we'll take a look. So you can see here, if I can show you, I've stayed right to the outer edge. I'm nowhere near the main glass. So I put a couple of beads there and there, and a bead at the bottom corner there, so this will hold. Now I want this to go in clean, so we're not smearing it all over the window itself. So we're going to pop down, straight in, and hopefully we should get a nice hold. Here we go. Now there we see. We have none on the window at all, no one near the window. So we have no worries, no panics about that. So we'll have a nice clear window without any kind of glue mark or gas stain on it. Lovely stuff. So that's our window in. That'll hold nicely. Fantastic. There are lugs there, so the lugs will hold the window in place as well. So good stuff. Now we have another piece to add to this, and then we'll be done with this section as well. Okay, so we've worked on this section here now. Now this is the pilot tube here. This is going to glue. I've put a tiny spinach of glue, there you go, on the base there. And this is going to stick just in here. Now we want to make sure this goes on nice and straight. So I'm going to guide it with the tweezers, and I'm just going to straighten it once we're in. There we go. So that's where we're going. Let your glue hold, let your glue take. And then we will be done. And there we have it. See, I've just got a little glue smeared on there. We'll get that off, that's not a problem. And that's how we're going to go for that section. Now we work on the propellers. So that's how you're going to be looking at that. Work on the propeller, our first propeller. Looking forward to this. So ultimately, that's how we're going to fit. So that's the part that you don't have to do this yet. This is me just being overeager. But that's how we're going to fit in there. That's our tube on there. A window in. Looking lovely already. We are going to move on to propeller now. So there's some electrics involved in this. There's also some propeller stands. It's very important you don't throw your propeller stands away, because once you're done with these, you're not done with these. We are going to use these to build subsequent propellers. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. These are our propeller stands. Now these are going to help. If they say they're going to help, we'll find out how helpful they actually are in a minute when we're building this propeller. So these are going to support the propellers as we're putting these in. So we need those to begin with. Then we need our 3 propellers. So let's bring those out. So we're going to pop the propeller tip just in there like so. And we do the same again with the other 2. So the other 2 done, and then we'll take a look what we do next. So here are all 3 of our propellers. Now, I should mention, there is a right and wrong way up, but it's very hard to see. So there is a square tab, which I'm hoping you can see just here. You see that square tab there that isn't there? That square tab needs to be facing upwards. So when you do this, all 3 of those tabs need to be upwards. Otherwise you're going to have problems later on. So that is how that needs to go. The next piece we are using is this piece here. And this is what our propellers are going to sit into. So we're going to take this piece here. I'm going to sit our first one in there. So our second one in there. And sit our third one in there like so. So it's all 3 propellers in. Next thing we're going to do is lock them in basically with this part here. Now this has pins, so it will sit, and it will sit snug. And it will lock into place. he says. This looks like it might be a little fiddly. There we go. Okay, that's that one locked in. Lower that one down. Now we're going to screw this in place using a single AP screw. Now these are AP screws. Now you'll get a lot of screws in this model, and you'll get a lot of A's and B's and C's. The important thing to remember is the second letter. So there is the P. Now the P stands for plastic. So if you are screwing something, if an AP screw would be into the P stands for plastic. You will also get AM screws, and the M stands for metal. So you know if it's plastic to plastic, it'll be AP. If it's to metal, it'll be M screws. So because we're going into plastic, we don't need to use any oil or lubricant or anything like that. This should just go. You don't want to overscrew these. So we're going to use the screwdriver they gave with us, see what it's like. But you don't want to overscrew this because you'll bore out the plastic, and that you don't want to do. You want to get it to bite, you want to get it to hold firm, and then stop. That's it. So we don't need to overscrew that. So that's that one screwed together. The next thing we want to do is there is a push to fit nose that's going to pop over there. So we're going to get that one out. That is this one here. We're not gluing this. This is push to fit. So again, don't push down on this. We don't want to put pressure onto the center of it. We just want to lift as we do it. There we go. So that's push to fit. That's nice and firm. Let's pop the cover back on. Now we have the propeller spinner, which again, it's just here. Now this is a metal piece. And this is going to, again, this is going to pop over there like so. And now what we're going to do is going to remove our prop supports. That's how we're now looking. And we're going to turn this one over. Now we are going to be using AM screws. So as I said, the next three screws we're going to use are AM, which means we're going metal to metal. Now, to make your life a lot easier when you do metal to metal screws, I use 3-in-1 oil. So just a little ramekin with this in it. And what we do is we just dip the head of the screw in there. So you're not covering this thing in oil. You literally touch the head of the screw into the oil, and it will make the transition into the model so much easier. You avoid rounding heads. You don't have to worry about swarf buildup or anything like that. This will just take care of the whole thing. So as you can see, we just touched in there, and then we're going to screw this one in. Goes in like, it's so easy. It just, honestly, 3-in-1 oil makes your life so much easier when you're doing this. So that's that one in. Two more. And then we get to test the electrics as well. So we're going to get to see this thing run, which is very exciting. So again, we just touch the head into the oil. We go into this one here. For little screws, they're deceptive because there's quite a ways to go to screw these ones in. That's that one done. Now we have one more of these screws to pop in, and then we get to test the electrics, which is very exciting. So let's get that final screw in, and then we'll look at the electrics. Okay, so now our motor is, well, we need the motor now for our propeller. This is the motor, so we've untangled this one. And what we're going to do, we're going to take that, and that should just clip nicely into the back of there, like so. Now, we have the battery tester. What you tend to find with these is the second you plug this in, it's going to go nuts. So to avoid that from happening, what we're going to do, we're going to rest our battery in first. This is going to plug into J1 on the circuit board. So where's J1? There's J1. So that is going to plug into here. The electrics are nice and easy on these models, so all plug and play. And this is just the tester. So when the actual power unit's in, this might move faster, might move slower. This is just to see that the actual electrics work. So when we push this down, hopefully we should get some rotation. There we have it. Wow. And that's getting faster. Wowee. Really happy with that. Fantastic. Let's take our battery out. Slow down. That really was going for it. Lovely stuff. Really happy with that. So what have we built? So we built our first propeller. And we have got our first section of the nose here. Again, I've just popped that in. You know, I can resist everything except temptation, unfortunately. But that is that one complete. Let's have a chat. So that's that one complete. Really happy with that. I couldn't get over the speed of this. I'm aware these are metal propellers, and I really didn't want to break a finger. But wow, that really, the speed of that was remarkable. It really was. I really enjoyed that. I did. I've been waiting so long to get my hands on this one that I'm glad it's finally here. So what is coming next? Well, we have subscribed. So our subscription will be turning up. In the next one, we are doing the front gun turret, including the machine guns with LEDs, plus parts for the fuselage. And that looks like this. So that's what will be coming up in stage 2. As soon as we've got that, we'll be bringing it to you. Now, I tried to avoid buying them from the store because I've got a subscription coming. But again, I can resist everything except temptation. So inevitably, I'll probably end up buying it when it's in the store. These parts are important. Hold on to these. You're not going to get another set of these, so hold on to them because we will make 4 propellers. So hold on to these because you're going to need them to make the other 3. Now, we might not be making another propeller for a year for all I know. I don't know. But you need yourself a nice storage box. Until we start putting this thing together, you need a nice storage box so you can put these bits in. Anyone that's building the Titanic knows what I'm talking about. So you end up with a box of bits and eventually it all starts to come together. So make sure you've got a nice storage box. If you can take that time to do it, bag up the parts and list what they were or what issue they came in, and it will just help you further on down the road. It really will. That's all from me. We will be back very soon with more from Building the Boys. We have the Titanic build coming up. We have the tumbler coming up. We have more of the Doll's House. We have some book notes, we have some lovely wooden models coming, and our weekly catch-up as well. We have a live stream on New Year's Eve, so if you would like to build along with us, you still have time. On our next day delivery, you can still get yourself the Roker Bear model and join us on New Year's Eve. There's details in the videos below. But that's all from me. I'm really looking forward to this one. I can't wait to see exactly how big this bomber's going to get and how detailed it can be. But we will be having a lot of chat as well after the video, so we will be talking about everything from the Dam Busters raid to all those other weird and wacky stories that happened during World War II. And finding more about the innovation that went behind the bouncing bomb. It's going to be fun. Join us for that. If you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe. If you hit the notification bell, it'll tell you every single time a video from us comes up, so you never miss an issue, because we will be going all the way to the end on this one. We're going all the way to issue 130. Thank you for stopping by. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. You can contact us at buildingtheboys@outlook.com with any questions, queries, anything you need to know, and we'll be happy to help you. Take care, and I'll see you very soon.